Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is great to see you here again, and this is a little bit of an update video with a couple of just very quirky reviews thrown in, I suppose, of a couple of odds and ends, but I'm meaning to do this for a little while. We're going to take a few minutes and look at each of the items that I have here separately, and let's just see how this turns out. Let's see what you guys think of these few little updates. And hopefully we can have a little bit of fun in the latest GotBot True Review. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot, as always. It's great to have you here. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, have a look at Universal Collision, and whatever else might tickle your fancy on the channel. And hey, check me out everywhere. I said we're going to do a few things, and we are. A couple of really just quick odds and ends reviews, an update about a little KO figure I have, an update on some custom work that I did on the Titan's Return Perceptor and Cup especially, and an update on the Transformers The Last Night Barricade and his arm transformation, because that is a beast. So first things first, I just wanted to point this out. I got this very recently. It is just a t-shirt. It has an Autobot symbol on it. There is a faded blue, although it looks more blue I think on the camera. It is faded blue, faded red. It is just a t-shirt. I wanted to point out because Starscream Girlfriend got me this for Easter. What can I say? You know, I enjoy the bots. I enjoy the apparel. Actually, I really like the way this fits and it feels really great. So I'm gonna give my t-shirt a 10. Yeah, I just did a review on a t-shirt, folks. How often do you see that? So we're going to get this out of it and bring in the next item. And here we have item number 2. It is really just from like a dollar store type of place, and it is just a little set of Transformers Prime stickers, scene, and tattoos. It was just a cute little thing. It was, I don't know, $5-6. It's nothing, you know, huge. Again, I got this for Easter, just kind of as a cute little joke, I suppose. When you take all this out, it's just in a plastic sleeve. When you open up the main card, you have a scene here with Optimus on it from Transformers Prime. It's pretty blank, although it is nice artwork, so I will give it that. But it's the scene that you would put, you know, these stickers on, and if we look at the stickers, we can see Prime and Bumblebee and Bulkhead. There's an Autobot symbol and a Decepticon logo, probably the best ones in here. You have some, you know, Transformers Prime title logo there, and a Megatron and a Ratchet, and what else? I'm not really even sure what else on here. There's an RC, like a zoom and a bang and like a zowie type of thing. You know, it's cute. It's a few stickers. You can take them off, put them on that, and peel them off that again, from what I understand. And the last thing that comes in that fun little set is for the kids a series of tattoos. I guess you put them on with water. You can pretty much see the entire set here with, you know, again, Optimus and Bulkhead, a few of Optimus actually. I see a Megatron over here. That looks like it's probably Predaking right here. Bumblebee, a nice Decepticon logo here and a Autobot logo here. You know, it's for you know, it's obviously aimed at kids. I think it says ages 4 and up. It's niche, it's cute. I'm going to kind of give this little set, if your kids are into stickers and the little tattoos and stuff, you know, for a few dollars, hey, it's probably about a 5, a 6, I guess. So I'm going to take this out of it, and let's get on to the more interesting stuff now. And here is the third item for the day. I had this guy come, it's a little G1 KO, and I had him come with my KO Evasion Mode Optimus Prime that I looked at in full in episode 255. And I said then that I thought it was a little version of Brawl, with kind of like Brawn colors, so I was calling him Brawlin'. But that's not quite correct. As it was pointed out to me by Em and Joe of Transformers and Beer, that's not who this guy is. This guy is actually the Decepticon, or a KO of the Decepticon Micromaster known as Bomb Shock. And what can I say? He's supposed to be cruel, and he's supposed to have, you know, fought the worst battles, and he leads, I think, a team known as the Military Patrol, and they were made up of him as the leader and 3 others that conspired against him. I think it was Drop Shot, Growl, and Tracer, maybe Tracer. And I just want to acknowledge that I was incorrect about that. It is definitely, if you look up the official, you will see that this is very reminiscent of it. So, henceforth, he will no longer be known as Brawlin'. He will be known as Brawn Shock. Because, you know, why not? Okay, and up next in my little bevy of updates here, I'm bringing in my custom Titans Return Perceptor. I love this guy. Really, I can't speak highly enough about him. I looked at him in full and the work that I'd done on him in episode 254, but it was pointed out to me that I had forgotten something minor. The little yellow crest on his head I had left out. So I went back and I added that in, and I think now it, you know, probably just pops his paint apps up ever so slightly. It's amazing how much a little detail can affect the overall look of, you know, in this case, a head sculpt. So I just wanted to point that out as a little more correct. But he's not the only custom that I updated, and the next one I done a lot more of an update on. And behold, my new and improved Titans Return Cup. I showed this guy, and again, the custom work that I had done on him at the time in episode, what was that? In episode number 250. And I thought I'd done a pretty good job. And then I started looking at things on it that still didn't strike me as correct. And of course we had the Transformers Legends Cup from Takara get shown. I despised that gray when it was initially shown, largely because I don't care what anybody says, it's not accurate. He was never gray. A lot of people said he was gray in Headmasters. No, he wasn't. As a matter of fact, the week that came out, I'd been watching that series, and if anything, his teal was more of a shade of blue than it was gray. So a lot of people came back and said, well, it's based on the way he looked in the Rebirth episodes. On my TV, when I look at the DVDs, he is still green, but I've seen screenshots where he does look gray. And apparently it has something to do with the broadcast version versus the master version. Fine, but I think that that's really sort of stretching it. And I think that Takara heard what the fans were saying, went back and adjusted the colors, and I really do think that that one looks pretty perfect now, to be honest with you. I'm on the fence because I don't know if a deluxe is worth $40 US, but I got to say, with the new molded shoulders and the head sculpt, I really am impressed with that. And I noticed that the chest on that one was different because it didn't have the Autobot symbol or the paint up top. It had it down bottom. So I went back to the drawing board with the Titan's Return Cup and made a few changes to him. His head is exactly the same as it was before. His arms are pretty much the same with the shoulders and the forearms painted and the fists painted. That was a mix of gray and white. I placed a teal section on both forearms, sort of mimic that breakup between the upper and lower forearm sections, if you know what I'm talking about. His legs have been painted that kind of teal color. His belt has been painted gray, and then I got to his chest, and I took rubbing alcohol and removed the Autobot logo and the paint from up top on his chest, and that took a lot of Q-tips and a lot of rubbing, and I would advise this if you are trying to remove paint from clear plastic. Probably use that, and when you are done, get a few wipes and wipe them all off. Then use some soap and water and wash the areas down. Maybe use a few wipes again and then dry them off. You really want to try and get rid of whatever it is you're using, because certain things can continue to break down and will eventually crumble clear plastic. So you really do need to clean up the area after you're done. But after I removed what was on the upper chest, I went back and extended a little bit what I had on the lower belly, we'll say, and what I had on the belly down right here. And I painted both of that more of a dark teal, I guess, that was mixed with a bit of white to lighten it slightly. And then right in the middle of his belly and right in the middle of his, I guess, lower chest section here, I painted it that light color again because it is accurate, and I just affixed the spare Autobot logo that I had. Now, a lot of people have seen this and asked me, wait, the windshield looks kind of foggy, like you don't see the kibble kind of in behind it as clearly anymore. And that's true, you don't, because I actually opened that up and I took a little piece of sandpaper and roughed up the plastic inside. Overall, I think that this is about as good as I'm going to be able to get for a custom cup, and I'm telling you folks, if I can do it, you definitely can do it. I promise you. Some people have said, why did I leave his lower legs gray? Well, again, if you watch the review, those gray sections fold up over his legs and the feet fold down. I feel like if I had painted the yellow kneecaps gray and painted the lower shins kind of that greeny color, I would think, because of how they flip up over each other, that we would probably get some scraping and scratching, and I would incessantly be going back and updating the paint. Will I do it eventually? Who knows? But right now, I feel like this is about as good as it's going to get. And because I already, have, I guess, a customizing kit, so to speak, that's actually in a Transformers lunchbox. I look at this now and say, this guy was, your typical Titan's Return cost. And I think he probably holds his own. It's still a bit too bad about the head. But let me know what you think. Do you think that as far as a custom goes, there's anything else I could do to improve this guy? Or do you think he's about as good as he's going to get? That being said, a lot of people have asked to see him in vehicle mode. So I'm not going to do the transformation because I've already done the full review. But I will put him in vehicle mode and let you see how this plays out there. In fact, I'm going to put him in the kind of slightly altered vehicle mode that I use because I really don't want to go removing flintlock. And here we have Cup in his vehicle mode. Now I leave the arms out because I leave flintlock on down inside there. So I kind of leave the arms out to the side. It's not quite correct, but it still works for me personally. I liked the vehicle mode. I like the colors on the vehicle mode. Whether they're accurate or not, I don't know really, but I feel like this kind of breaks up the color palette of the vehicle mode a bit, and it works for me personally. So again, like I said, let me know what you guys think. I would just be interested to hear your thoughts on if you think there's anything I can do to improve him. Okay, so now that we've got all of those updates out of the way, let's move on to the last one, and probably the most important one for this video. I want to take another look at the arm transformation for the Last Night Barricade. And here we are with the last of the updates that I wanted to discuss. I put up a full review of this guy in episode 261, and I still stand by my thoughts there. It's just I wanted to address something. And I guess I'll take this off of his arm to do it. This guy has a arm transformation that I don't like. I described it similar with clearance issues, I guess tolerance issues, for about the same thing as the evasion mode Optimus Prime. And I noted how when you go to transform this guy, you know, you put his chest up and this whole arm, you know what? Here's the easiest way for me to do it. I'm gonna take his backpack off. It would have been nice if that could fold up more too, or be used as a ride shield, which I don't see a way to do. But let's try and put these legs back out of the way so that I can show this. When I described how to transform the arms of this guy, I noted a gray hinge in here. And I said that gray hinge can really come forward 3 clicks, and so it can, but it's not really usable because normally the chest is down in front of him. And I said when you transform him, it's no good to bring it all the way out there because this piece will never line up with the wheel well section, basically the side of the hood. And I said bring it forward 1 click and, you know, bring it all the way down. It needs to go in behind, well, I could probably actually show it now. It needs to go in behind right here, behind his leg. It needs to clear his leg, which is difficult to do, and it slots in right there. And you can certainly do it that way. Now, I have since learned that there is another way to handle his arm, so I'm going to show it now. In robot mode, this hinge is just straight. It's just a straight up hinge. Nothing special about it. You can also angle it back. Now on mine, when I first took them in a package, I could not angle either of the arm hinges back. I felt like I was going to crack the plastic. I still don't find that to be the easiest thing to do. I don't know if it's just my copy or if that is, you know, line wide. But you can also take the arm and angle it back, and take the arm and angle it back 1 notch. So that's what I've done there now. Then you take the forearm and you turn it so that the mushroom cap is still facing forward, and you turn the fist. Face the mushroom cap forward, turn the fist. And now bring the arms up over his head. Now you can bring up the chest, and you still need to hinge these down. They're still a pain. They still need to clear the thighs. But let me try and show you what happens when you do it this way. You bring it down. You bring the arm in underneath. You, if I can do it, still bring it down, and it goes still in here. It's just that this shoulder piece, this gray shoulder piece, might clear a little bit easier than what I initially showed you. That is hard to say. This one went down easier, and now you still need to put the arm up and underneath. You tab the fist up and the fist up as well as you can. And now you should be able to bring those sides up. It's still tricky to get the arms transformed, but basically you can angle them 1 click forward and try and get them over the thighs, or 1 click up, or back I guess, and try and get them over the thighs. Getting them over those hips and thighs, that's your trick. So in the end, whichever one you choose, you're still going to have a challenge, but you should end up having it look like this, where you have both shoulders, well, you have the great hinges all the way in by the black piece, and both shoulders are in over those thighs. That is what you have to get. Whether you do it the original way I said, or you do it this way, that's what you have to do. And I still stand by doing the arms before doing the legs. All of that being said, and I didn't show this, but I'll do it now. You can bring those pieces back down when you're taking them from this mode to robot mode. And honestly, it's a lot easier to take these arms out and angle them back up for his robot mode. And if you need to, bring them forward that one click. If you need to, bring it forward that one click. But if you're going to do this method, you might have to work the joint a little bit in order to get it to actually angle back. Be very careful, because I almost broke one of them off. Food for thought, folks, food for thought. So in the end, that's it. Like I said, a little update video to cover a few things. Hey, let me know your thoughts on it. I always love to hear from you guys and interact with you. It's one of my absolute joys out of doing all of this. Hopefully, I give you some inspiration to try some things yourself. Hopefully, I give you some knowledge to, you know, help you make the best decisions for you and your collection. It's, you know, it's all about us being part of the same fandom, the same community, and having fun. Honestly, that's what it's about. This should be fun. Anyway, thanks for giving me some of your valuable time. You know by now that I really appreciate it. And I really look forward to the next time that you and I get together for another visit right here inside the videos.